Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. You know, it doesn't matter which Labour minister you want to talk about. It's always going to be bad news, isn't it? But we're going to do Rachel Reeves this time because, she deserves it more than most, I think. Economic growth. Oh dear, growth. Like we're going to have any of that. But economic growth is predicted to be much weaker. How? Than it was to be expected. This is coming from the National Institute of Economic and Social Research. And now, of course, previously it had already been predicted to be pretty bad anyway. But it looks like it's going to be even worse than the bad that we were expecting. To be honest, I was quite expecting that. It's weird, isn't it? It's weird. When you're optimistic about how bad things are going to be, I'm sure there's got to be a term for that. But more tax hikes are looming, undoubtedly. The only way she can get out of it, because it's the only thing she's got. You know, when your only tool's a hammer, every problem's a nail, isn't it? So, going to be taxing again then. So she's going to miss all her fiscal rules. She'll just break them again. I mean, she had some fiscal rules. She broke them. She made some new ones. She broke them. She made some new ones. She'll break them and then she'll make some new ones. But every time she breaks them, she has to introduce more tax. Not realising, of course, it's the increase in tax that is breaking the fiscal rules because, of course, she's getting less and less in tax. Now, that's the problem when you, when you're Rachel Reeves. You're not very good at your job and you don't understand, well, anything, really. But forecasts indicate that a slowdown, again, in domestic demand, obviously, and global economic uncertainty will impact potential growth throughout the year. Why are we having a slowdown in demand? Well, it's because people haven't got the money to spend, because the government have taxed it all. When you tax all the money, every penny you tax is money that can't be spent in the economy. The trouble is, it only gets used once, comes out of your wages, goes into the government, and then gets given to African farmers. If you leave money in the hands of the people spend it. And then the places they spend it in, they spend it. And so you get tax at every level. It's a multiplier. It's a tax multiplier. I'm trying to think, who was the... there was a philosopher who talked about growth and how it would all starve. But it comes out. It'll come back to me. But you have this Malthouse, Thomas Malthouse. But what Malthouse said is, as you only have fixed number of resources, if you have more people, the resources don't grow. That's proven to be false, of course, because as you have more people can go out there and make more resources. And so this it's called the Malthausian multiplier in the economy. The more people spend money, the more money there is to spend. And of course, the government tax at every point. So instead of just taxing once, they tax many times. More money to the government. But of course, when you're really, really thick, when you are really dumb as an ox, you don't understand that. Do you, Rachel? Anyway, it was expected that the economy would grow by 1.5%, or 1.2% rather, in the entire year. Well, that's actually a 1.2% growth is actually a recession because inflation is running at about nearly 3%. So, 1.2% growth is not real. You need more than inflation to actually grow. But they're cutting that down to about 0.7. So it's an even bigger shrinkage of the economy. How bad are things going to be? Well, nobody really knows. This is the point. We're now going into chaotic territory because, again, once the economy shrinks and she starts getting even less money coming in taxation, and as even more people with money sod off, to put it bluntly, and go pastures new, pastures wealthier, she's going to sit there and go, my God, we've still got to have all this. What am I going to do? Well, she can't borrow anymore. She's getting to the point now where people don't want to even invest in the country. So either she's got to go on very expensive borrowing and drop Britain's rating even more, or she's got to tax even higher and watch as even less money comes in. Have they considered not wanking money away? I mean, it's just an idea. Let's get rid of all the foreign aid. Let's say to the Ukraine, you can screw your billions of pounds that we promised you, you're not getting that. Let's not give billions away to Mauritius, for the islands. Let's stop wanking money away at every bit of waste this country's got, and let's invest it, and do so by lowering taxes. And watch as the economy grows again. And number one policy, make it a law that the government controls the price of electricity and says this is the price of electricity. And when they complain they can't produce it for that, say, well, it's fine, and just take over. And make energy production national security interest. It's not a problem. But these people don't get it because they're all stupid. Or, of course, what I've maintained for a long time now, that actually it's deliberate. They're deliberately trying to break the economy. They're deliberately trying to destroy the country because they loathe it. Well, they'll find out, won't they? I mean, there is that saying, fuck around and find out. Well, they're fucking around. They're going to find out one way or another, and it's going to be soon. Now, getting back to the main subject, though, this financial group, said that the government is now expected to miss its fiscal rules, requiring UK national debt to be, as a share of the economy, to fall and to be on a course for a budget surplus. Not going to happen. Debts are going to increase and there will be no surplus. Indeed, we already know that fiscal headroom she had has already evaporated. It's already gone. It's going to get worse. Now, Mel Stride, Shadow Chancellor, he said that the Chancellor is playing fast and loose with the public finances. She should have learnt the lessons after she was forced into an emergency budget in March. Now she's once again teetering the edge of breaking her own rules. This inevitably means rising speculation about further painful tax rises, despite her saying that there wouldn't be any. And this is at a time when businesses, he says, are in desperate need of certainty and households are worried about rising bills. Well, I don't think they need to worry because the economy is about to collapse. There will be no work. There will be nothing. It's all part of that. You will own nothing and you will be happy. They'll just take everything from you and then allocate you a house, assuming you get on the list. Obviously, there's all the boat people have to be housed first. But if you're lucky, you might get a house one day. But they will, until then, make sure they reserve you a place under a bridge and give you a good sturdy cardboard box. Socialism. It's always a good thing, isn't it? Just look at every single time every country's tried socialism. See how well it's done. Thanks very much. Bye.